Hello and welcome to the H&M Show. My name is Michael, and I'm glad to see everybody here. Heather is not here today, but Heather, if she were here, she always asks me. She never fails, and make sure you guys. I'm sure you'll tell me if you can hear me or not, but because she always makes sure that you can hear me out there. But I think you can. Hopefully, you can. She always asks me. She says, "What does the H&M stand for this week?" Well, this week, it's really simple, in my opinion. It's help and maps. This is really cool because we're going to tie in, and you say, well, why? Why is it helping maps? Well, we're going to be talking local guides. Local guides. So I actually met this person, so I'm going to switch screens and show you his Google Plus page. This is William Rock, and this is his Google Plus page, so you can recognize his Google Plus page. All of you that are on Google Plus can go out there and check him out and see him. And William, say hello to everyone.
Hey guys, nice to meet you all.
There you go.
Great to have an opportunity to show off a little bit with what I've done with Google Local Guides, and also show the program off. It's a very fantastic program. I got introduced in 2015, so I've been doing it for some time.
Actually, when we met, I think it was the time when we actually met outside the hotel where we were staying at, and then you got to talking to Karen Chin about it, right?
You're right. She had this cool badge, and I'm like, oh, are you a top contributor now? And she goes, oh no, this is a totally different program. You got to get involved in it. And so at that time, she kind of introduced the program Local Guides, and I'm like, tell me more about this. This sounds fun. And so as we walked around, it was Sacramento, right?
No, it was San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah, sorry. San Francisco. No, you're all right. That's all right.
Well, it's not often I go down there, but when we were down there, top contributor guide or top contributor program, that was a lot of fun. But we were walking around and she was taking pictures of stuff, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she goes, oh, this is a local guide thing. So got me kind of sparked up, and when I got back home, I started looking more into this program, and I've been hooked ever since.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that I reached out to you too, and I'm so glad you said yes.
Well, I'm on the show with you, and there's a lot of people I've met on the on Google Plus, especially throughout the years, and so thanks for joining us tonight. And
absolutely, it's wonderful. So you go ahead and screen share so I can get it ready, and I'll get that screen up in just a second. And folks, look, thanks everybody for coming. I see Mark's out there, Andrew's out there, Arthur's out there. We got let's see who else we have. We have. Oh, yeah, the Real Estate Whisperer. Nice. We got her out there. We got a little bit of everybody. So good. I'm glad everybody showed. I mean, it's kind of... Oh, there's Bill from Belize. I see him. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. So that'll be interesting to see. So let's get right to it. I'm going to get onto that screen share right now. And William, take it away. You rock and roll, and I'm going to add comments as needed. How's that?
All right, perfect. So you can see my screen. So you should see what is a Google Local Guide.
Got it. Right? Yep.
All right, with my crazy character at the right-hand side.
That's right.
Like I said, I'm William Rock. I have a lot of fun with the Local Guides program. I'm a level 8, so there's, I think, just 10 levels now. When I first joined the program, there was actually only five levels that we can go up to, so they've given us a lot more room to grow. I've gotten 29,000 points, so you get certain points for doing certain tasks, such as photos, map edits, giving a review, and we'll go through that in a little bit. So being able to be a local guide, it's part of the Google Maps program. So anybody that actually has a smartphone, that actually has maps installed on your phone, you're probably part of this program as already, and kind of don't even know it.
Yeah, that's what's really cool about it. It's like it's automatic.
Yeah, well, and it's great because one of the biggest things for companies is reviews, photos, engagements with the place. It helps business owners grow. It's a good thing for everybody. So, just as a quick introduction to myself, I've done a lot of stuff. I've been in the industry since '98, so quite a long time. Most of what I do is digital marketing. And, conversion analytics is a big thing that I have a lot of fun with. Penalties, web design, graphic design, digital marketing. I'm also a Google top contributor for Google web search and the assistant program. So if you guys are ever asking your phone directions or anything like that, that's part of what I do, troubleshooting and tech support in the help forums online. So let's see. So what is a guide? A guide is basically a person that is just like a regular person out there. I'm a regular person. I've got a smartphone. I give reviews. I take pictures of my food. I love taking photos with food.
Yes, me too. I am guilty. I do it almost every single time. It's so funny. I'll set my phone right next to my plate, and my wife says, "What are you doing?" I said, "As soon as my food comes out, I'm taking a picture."
And that's absolutely true. And my wife even does it, and my kids once in a while will do it.
Right.
They've gotten to the point where like, oh my gosh, Dad's going to take another picture of his food. But when you look at it, a business owner doesn't realize that he or she has the capability of adding a nice, beautiful picture of the menu. And what happens is when you're looking on Google Maps on your phone or on your desktop or your tablet, you're looking at ideas of what you want to go enjoy for that evening or for lunch or breakfast.
That's right.
And it helps to have those food pictures, right? I mean, if all of a sudden you see something like, oh my goodness, that breakfast looks gorgeous, I love it, I'm going to go eat there, right? Or the next thing you're going to do is check reviews.
Right.
So when you're reviews, you're like, okay, well, the food's great, the food looks great on the pictures, let's go check it out. And then all of a sudden you've got directions on your phone, how to get there,
phone number if you have questions, phone number, right? I mean,
website, all right at your fingertips, and that's the fun part. And as a guide, you're just helping contribute that information to Google.
Hey, real quick, Mark Barris has a question out there. He says, how important are posts for local business? And I think you just answered that.
Well, yeah, they're very important. And you start to think about one of the things when I first got in here in 2015, I started just kind of walking around and taking pictures of the picture of
buildings, whatever.
I get back to my desktop and modify the image a little bit and then upload it to the map system because I'm a perfectionist. I don't like to actually just not see it on the small itty bitty phone. I'm like, okay, it didn't look right. Maybe I got to go take a different picture of it and then right. So with that, I did a study, and one of the biggest studies that I did was I wanted to know how many business owners didn't have their business verified by Google. Now, Google puts your listing up on the maps for free, so it's a free thing from Google. But most business owners had no idea that they can do anything with it. So the process is it's a simple postcard verification. They verify that they actually own the business listing, and they get mailed to that place. And there's a little postcard. The postcard actually has a number that they type back in, and now they're verified. They can actually respond to reviews. So say you get a bad review. So going back to the importance of how important this whole Google Maps thing and how Google local guidance can contribute to the business owner, I was actually saying 60 out of 1,700 companies that I went around in an 11-mile radius and I took pictures of. I tried not to miss any business in the area. So I would map it out every weekend, go out, take some pictures, and then go back to my computer and see if they were even on the map list. If they weren't, then I would add them. And I would normally have a picture, a good quality picture. I try to stay away from, if it's an outside shot, I try to stay away from like rainy days or cloudy skies. Nice, gorgeous clouds in the backdrop, stuff like that. So going back to if I was a marketer, which I am, taking that picture and say, okay, I want that for my business. And if I didn't feel comfortable with it, I wouldn't post it. I'd go back and take it again.
Gotcha.
So looking at that's huge for business owners. So as a local guide, you have Google Maps installed on your phone. So now what we ended up doing is you can actually take a picture or take a review and add it to the system. You'll notice with your phone, as you're walking into some of these places now, you'll get a message, would you like to take a picture and add it to the map listing? And that comes up automatically if you have Google Maps installed on your smartphone. It doesn't matter if it's Apple or Android. Both devices will actually work. So here's a link right here to the actual main website, google.com/local/guides. You can actually go on to Google and just type in Google local guides, and you're going to get the same exact address to gain a little bit more information. And I think now what it's doing, instead of actually just going straight to the information, it's taking you to your own profile. So you can actually get, learn from that area as well. So show of hands in the chat, if you guys don't mind, how many of you guys already know about the program and or you're a local guide yourself? Have you contributed to anything like reviews, photos, map edits? I thought I saw a couple people before the show here talking about that they love doing edits, I think.
Right. Yeah. I think I saw that too.
So it's a good number. I think that there's probably a lot of people that have done it already. Now, how do we actually add? I talked briefly just on how, what I like to do with adding pictures. But there's so much more that you can do. One is adding a place. If the place doesn't exist, say it's a brand new company, they may not even know that, Maps is available to them. So you may actually see that they're not even on the list. So you might want to just take their information on the, on their business, on the door. They have their hours of operation.
Right.
They have their business name. They have their telephone number. And so that's a good start. Once it's up on the Maps listing, you can even tell them, hey, I added you to Google Maps because I didn't see you were up there. And now they can go and verify. There's a little, once they go look at their business listing on Maps, you'll see claim this business. Going back to the whole 60% of companies that I verified or looked at weren't verified. Well, that's an opportunity for them to go through that process. For me, I love taking photos. I've added probably over 4,000 images to Maps in the last few years.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
And all high resolution, but the fun part about that was all from this camera.
Yeah.
Well,
nice.
Cameras from the phone.
But yeah.
The neat, everything is always upgrading. So we would think that I'm going to take it from a regular digital camera. You can, but you can also do it straight from your smartphone. That's simple. Take a picture of your food, upload it to the map system, eat a piece of cake. Editing a place. There's multiple times where I've been to a restaurant or a business and the times of operation is not correct on the maps. And I just showed up on my lunch break and I came to this this listing and I'm like, oh, they're not even open yet. Well, they may have the hours posted on their door and it's different than what's on the actual map.
Yeah.
Right. So you have an opportunity to basically do what's called a suggest and edit. So suggesting an edit, it's still going to go through a process of verification. So you're going to actually say, oh yeah, they on the maps, it says they're open at 9, but they're really open at 10, right? So, or even earlier, so 8 o'clock. So you can always make that change. Answering questions. I think I saw in the chat that some people like to do the answering questions. There's a lot of neat things that happen with this. You'll see on your phone, it'll pop up if you knew this place or if you were at this place. Do they have wheelchair accessibility?
Right.
Do they have outdoor eating areas?
Right.
So they'll randomly put these questions in. It's pretty easy. It's yes or no. So you can go through and you can actually help a business owner that way by just helping Google better understand that listing. Check the facts is a fun one. It's kind of like almost like a video game. So when you have the Google Maps application on your phone, there's a place in there for contributions, but it'll actually have it pop up and says, check the facts, and you can go and click on the listing and it'll tell you what it wants you to check. So is this place open at this time? Or is this place closed at this time? And so what you're doing is you're going to that physical location, just double checking to make sure they're valid business. So it's helping the user experience of thousands of other people that may visit that listing.
Yeah, good stuff.
So we have any questions in there?
We got some questions, not necessarily related, so I want to keep you on track, but I will ask them if you want me to. It's up to you. Tell me what you want to do.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, Mark has a question. He says, hang on one second. Oh, I lost my mouse. Hold on a second. Okay. He says, can verification be done by phone or only postcard?
They can do both. So it depends on what the choice gives you. So when you're actually going through the process, if it's, I believe it's already established business and you've been there for a little while, you can do a phone. And what they're going to end up doing is calling that phone directly. You answer it and then go through a process of I think you get a code over the phone. And now you're going to punch that back into your Google My Business location. So if you're a business owner, and you basically type in business.google.com, you'll get taken to the dashboard. So if you're logged in as a business owner, you'll get logged in to that dashboard, and that's where you'll see on your business listing a spot for that verification code.
Nice.
So
okay. Chris asked earlier, he said, what do you do when you have people that fake reviews? Obviously, you can reply as a business owner and say, I have no idea who you are, but how do you handle fake negative review attacks, that kind of thing?
It's a difficult one to a certain extent. One of the things you'll end up doing is, yes, reply to it. That way that anybody publicly seeing your review, they're going to see that you're actually saying, well, we don't have a record with your order. Please let us know, call us for a chance where we can actually gather a little bit more information from you. If you know it's fake, there's a little flag icon that you can click on and just flag it. And then there's a spot where you can choose multiple choice, what type of, why you're flagging it.
Right.
And I believe there's a section where you could comment in there as well. So you can add a little comment, but not sure. They've put that in there and they've also taken that out. So it all depends. Google's always testing something and making the product better.
Exactly. All right, back on track.
All right, perfect. So on my screen now, you'll end up seeing contributions. I talked a little bit about contributions. Like for me, I love doing photos, and you can see on this map, there's different levels. So for me, I'm a level 8 guide. There's 10 levels. So the levels are based on points. So for me to get to level 10, you see how far I've got to go. I'm already at 29,000 points, which is quite a lot of points, but I still need to go up to about 50,000 points to become a level 10. So there's a lot of points needed going to even level 9 to level 10, which is nice because when we first started the program back in 2015, there was only 500 points. I think it was like 500 points that got you to level 5. And recently they've opened it up a little bit more so you can kind of see or have a chance to do that. Now points are, fun little pieces, but then as you earn those points, you get random stuff from Google, like free movie tickets or, random things that they actually have products that they're basically pretty much wanting you to try from different vendors, different times. So I like the movie tickets. I mean, that's free. It's awesome. You don't have to, basically you just get a voucher and all the way, and then you go. At one time they were giving away storage. So I got Google Drive storage for a year, a terabyte of storage at one time of Google Drive. So they're always throwing something out there, but the whole purpose of this is not really the perks. It's let's help the business owners. Let's, and not necessarily just the business owners, but let's make maps, perfect.
Yep.
So we use it all the time. We want to make sure it's doing good. So photos, ratings, reviews. So I've got 129 reviews. I've seen people with thousands of reviews, but they're travelers. So they go all over the world and they get a chance to do that. Edits, I've got 309 of those. Places added. So going back to when I went through an 11-mile radius, when I was taking those 1,700 pictures, I found multiple places that just didn't have a map listing. So what I ended up doing is just adding their information that I found. The way I ended up doing is taking a picture of the front of the store, just like Street View. Like if you go like the streetcar, streetcar drives by, they take a 360 of the entire environment. Well, what we as local guides were doing is just double verifying for them. We take a picture of the outside of the building, we take a picture of the inside of the building. But in this case, you have the information that's on a door. Well, might as well, if I didn't find them, I've got a picture. I can now edit. I can add them to the place, and then I can go back and let them know that I actually did this for them. And here's the process of claiming their business next. By the way, I've added this. All you've got to do is go click on this, claim this business, walk through the steps, go through your verification, and you're done. So facts, I haven't really done a lot of fact checking. So that's a fun little game I haven't tried yet, but that's something I'll probably end up doing next. Answers, I've got 1,700 of those. So when you go back and say, does this place have wheelchair accessibility? Yes or no. Or does this place have mixed drinks, beer, whatever it has? I mean, it could be a bar, and they're asking you about clean bathrooms. Some simple stuff that you would want to know. Here's the point system. So as we talked about the points and the badges, going back to level 8. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see reviews will give you 5 points. Reviews with more than 200 characters as well. So you get that. You get a star for ratings. Photos, you get 5 points. Videos, this is a new thing that they've actually been able to do. You can actually create a small video. And most of the time, what I'll end up doing, I did this for an aquarium. So I took pictures of their fish in the aquarium, and I actually uploaded that to Maps, and they've gotten so many views. And when I talked to the business owner last time I was in the aquarium, they were like, "Thank you so much. We get so much attention from all those videos and pictures that you've actually posted to our Google Plus page."
Nice.
Google Maps page. So lots of things you can do. Here's a robot that I ended up getting. In fact, this robot I got when you and I first met down at the Top Contributor Summit in California. And I got the stickers down there as well, because you couldn't find stickers anywhere for Google Local Guides. But then you see the other Androids, and I just put a sticker on the blank do-it-yourself, color your own Android that Google gave us, and this Android's been everywhere. So a lot of fun. So here's when we talk about pictures, we were talking about blue skies and food pictures. So here's just a small sample. When I ended up doing the AMC, there's a lot of views on the AMC. You see even the soccer complex, hamburger. Love, my favorite thing's hamburgers. So you'll see a lot of hamburger shots, a lot with me especially. But then you've got sushi, even a gas station. Here's the thing about gas stations. People forget, you're driving to a location. You may not know the area at all, but if you have a picture of what that gas station looks like, you can figure out, okay, am I going to be, how hard is it going to get into the area to park? Does it look safe for me to actually pull into that? Stuff like that. And then at the same time is, what are their hours of operations? So a couple more pictures in here. So you'll even see, an outside shot of this one. I like the outdoor eating area. And then the other would be like the furniture mall. So being inside a store and looking at, what is the experience once you're inside? Here's a Krispy Kreme donut place that's here in Kansas.
Yeah, do they have the hot now? The orange sign. That's what I always look for. I have to know that online before I go. That's why I'll drive over there personally and go get the little red hot now. Have you ever seen that? The orange in the window of a Krispy Kreme. I love it.
Hot. Well, I have not seen it. I don't travel there that often,
but can you tell? I can show you that I do anyway. But no, it lets you know that they're making them right now, and it's got the fresh stuff on it. It's so good. I swear to God, they melt in your mouth. But anyway, okay, I had to say that.
Actually, I like the plain ones.
Oh my God, me too.
Sugar glaze, and when they do it fresh, as it just comes off that.
That's what you look for. They have that red sign. You can see it in the window right there. If it's red and it's on, it's a neon sign. Then it means that they're ready to go. They're hot now. So yeah. Okay. Wow. Anyway, sorry, I had a moment there.
No, you're absolutely fine. So the other thing, the last three at the bottom, believe it or not, like the bank. They didn't even have a good picture of their actual storefront or of their building. It's a gorgeous looking building. U.S. Bank, the corporate headquarters here in Kansas, didn't even have a picture. It was a blue default image on their corporate map listing. So as I went through there, of course, what I ended up doing is trying to find the best angles of taking of their building, and then uploading it to the maps. Again, I don't like to put bad images up there. And again, all of this is done from my smartphone. This was not a high-end digital camera at all. This was just using my phone. I also use Google Photos, and I use their auto optimizer. So you just push the button, optimize, and it automatically figures out the calibration of what that picture should look like at high resolution.
I even actually use Snapseed since it's own, and I just use it too to edit and make it really good. I mean, really stand out particular things too. I do the same exact thing right there on the phone. So
yeah, and I'll upload certain pictures from my phone directly from my phone, or I'll wait until I get back to the house.
Right.
And the neat part is it's got GPS on it.
Yep.
So if I've got GPS turned on, I just basically go back to where I was, and I can go right to that Google Map listing from the map area, and then I can go open that up. Because for a while there, I was going on the weekends after I dropped my daughter off from work. I'd go from like say 7:30, 8 o'clock to about 10 o'clock on the weekend. So once business started opening, people were looking at me like, "Why are you taking so many pictures? Who are you?" So it was just easier to actually get out of everybody's way at that time. But I had the chance to take my time and take as many pictures as I could. So normally I would probably get 20 or 30 businesses. I'd go to like the outdoor shopping malls and just go one at a time, take my time, take a good picture, different angles, and then bring it back to the house and go on my computer and do that. Reviews. So another way of contributing. So what Google ended up doing, so we're talking about pictures. I also have reviews. So it all puts it together in your contribution. So when you look at what you ended up saying, what you ended up reviewing, a lot of times going back to a 5-star, you can see these were a year ago or 9 months ago or 4 months ago. The first one shown, I was down at the Googleplex. I was getting me some stickers.
Yeah.
That's literally the only place you can actually buy local guide stickers is at the Google store. I found out they won't even sell them online. But even the sushi pictures, you can see down here. I've got the entrance of the restaurant, and then I've got what the food looks like, and that's going to be a good capture moment for what you're going to experience when Google's giving you suggestions too. They're like, "Oh, we suggest that you like tacos or hamburgers or donuts or whatever it might be," and it's going to actually put it in your phone. But all those pictures that are on your phone came from somewhere. Maybe the business owner added them to their map listing, or people like myself or other local guides back. So there's also joining the conversation. A lot of people don't really know that they have their own community. It started out a while back. It's probably a couple of years old now. But on this community, there's guides from all over the world. So the conversation is enormous. So it's you can go into each city and you can see a lot of these things. What I have here is, so if you just type in Local Guide Connect or Local Guides Connect on the search engine, you'll find this too.
That's awesome.
So it's very similar to the Google Help Forums, Michael, that we actually go and help with as top contributors. A totally different practice. So it's putting together. They actually have different events that go on. So you can do like a photo walk or
that's so cool
opportunity. So it ties the community together. For each city, there's actually a moderator. For example, for Kansas City, I happen to be a community moderator, and I have a community on Google Plus that I add and contribute, and I try to bring the group together and see how many people are in our area that want to kind of go together. Maybe we'll go down and do a photo walk. We'll talk about that in just a second. But I encourage you guys to check out Local Guide Connect, because there's just so much information up there. You'll learn. For me, it was interesting when I was taking pictures here in Kansas, but I was having conversations with people across the world, taking the same exact pictures in their areas of their stores, their restaurants, their food. And it was just neat to be able to mingle and ask questions and kind of interact with each other. And so that's where this site comes together. Plus, you end up seeing a little bit more of what's happening. So going back to Google Plus, this is my community. So again, I like the stickers.
Yeah, that's right.
And what I normally try to do is in this community, I don't have a lot of people in there. As you can see, there's only about 340 people.
Oh, that's pretty good though. That's not too bad for people that don't know about it. That's actually not too bad at all, I would say, because if you have that many and they're, specific to Kansas City, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And I've got a couple of international local guide moderators that also come in to get ideas, and we exchange ideas across the world.
Nice.
So I might be having an event going on that they might want to go, oh, let's do the same thing William's doing, or I might be seeing what event they're doing and go, hey, I think my group would be interested in learning about that too. So every city has one of these. So if you guys are interested and you're on Google Plus, do a search for Google Local Guides, Google Plus communities, and you'll find, and put your city or state in there, and you should be able to find at least one or two moderators. So when we talk about events, there's a ton of different events. I ran an event called the Photo Walk, and this was actually an event that went worldwide. So there was multiple moderators in different areas of the world doing the event at the same exact time. And what I ended up doing is I went through a place called Prairie Fire, and it was a shopping mall where we had a movie theater, we had a bowling alley, we had a ton of restaurants. So it was a pretty active area, but it was also fairly new. And what we ended up doing is I spoke to a lot of the business owners prior to us coming in and saying, hey, look, we would like to take pictures of you guys' business. We're helping with Google Maps, and you'll see, us come in with these little badges, and we had little badges that said, Google Local Guides.
Mm-hmm.
We got a chance to meet with the business owners. We got a chance to meet with the managers, and they made it possible for us to take some really, really nice pictures of their business, and we just uploaded them to the map. They're like, you guys are going to do this for free? Absolutely. We're just having a lot of fun getting together as a group, hanging out. We were teaching how to do photography, so people that were new taking pictures, some of the more experienced local guides, the photographers, were actually able to show examples. We even had one of our guides brought a drone, so we ended up actually flying the drone up, and he was able to take a picture of us right in front of the picture that's shown right here on the side. It's actually pinstripes, and it's a bowling alley with couple other things and a restaurant inside of it.
Nice.
And we actually took one right in front of the sign, so our whole group was there. It was a lot of fun, and you'll find these up on so if you type in maps.google.com local guides and meetups, you'll actually get to a spot where there's meetups all over the world, and those moderators will post those events so that you can all you have to do is say join I'd like to participate, and it'll keep up the information with you and send you an email reminder when everybody's meeting, and then you just go to the place that everybody's meeting. So get a chance to meet others in your community.
So how many people, when you did this, how many people showed up for you at this particular event? Just curious.
I think it was a small group. I think we had about 10.
That's cool.
So, but a lot of people that
don't know about it. A lot of people don't know.
Well, and as it's actually, I'm going to be doing a couple more, as the weather starts to get away from the winterish months, we're going to be able to do more outside events. So
True.
Now that I've got a little bit more experience under my belt, we can do some neat stuff.
Cool.
So here's another, so going back to the Android again, he shows up everywhere. With this was actually a picture taken down at the Google Top Contributor Summit down in Mountain View, California, and this was November. So just recently.
Where you got recognized.
This was a so where the speaking event was going on, we were talking about all the new upgrades and neat things that were coming to Google Maps. And then we had a chance to meet. I've met with Tracy in the forums. She's actually the Google Local Guides program manager. So she's running this whole thing along with a bunch of other people from Google that help her out. But I didn't expect her to show up there at that event, and all of a sudden here she was, and I was like, I got to take a selfie with you. And then I got to see her up on stage and talk, answering questions to other top contributors that we're basically specialists, product experts in maps. So, and then this was actually a fun photo. I wasn't involved with this, but when I first got in the program, I found that people were actually doing events here in Kansas City, and this gentleman that's holding the sign, he happens to be one of my moderators, and we're trying to put together another event, but just people getting together and having a good time. So, and now we're at the stage where it's basically questions and answers. It kind of covered a lot of stuff and short amount of time.
We did cover a lot of stuff. That was awesome. That was a great job too, by the way. I'm going to go back because there is definitely a question. So Let's see. We have. Let me try and find out. Okay. Chris asks, how much freedom do guides have? Like someone that puts something out there. For example, you make a guide mad, somebody gets upset with, or they're upset with you, and they edit your listing to say that you're permanently closed. Does Google step in or anything, or how does that all work?
Absolutely, Google will step in.
Okay.
Before you can say permanently closed, it's going to go through a process.
Yeah, gotcha.
And a lot of it's due to your profile status. So everything's tied to a person. So if you have a fake profile, more than likely you're not going to be able to do those type of edits.
Gotcha.
It's gotten a lot more difficult. In the beginning, that was really easy to do. People were having a lot of problems with maps, especially business owners and people saying, hey, permanently closed, or changing a telephone number, or changing the website address, or so there's always those little things Google has to work through.
Yeah, exactly.
But for the most part, they're doing it as fast as they can. We're looking at a global initiative by Google, so it's a pretty big project.
Yeah.
And there's also feedback. So there's feedback forms, and then for business owners, there's help. There's the help forums. So you can always go, if you just type in Google My Business help forums, you'll go right to the actual section where there's plenty of top contributors and there's Google engineers in that community. Create yourself a ticket and put as much detailed information as you can, screenshots, all that stuff, everything that can help the top contributor or project manager identify, or community manager identify how to fix your problem, or if it needs to be escalated to a different engineer. But if there's a whole bunch of that stuff going on and somebody's constantly saying permanently closed,
that's right,
then basically Google wants you to kind of reach out to them. So there's definitely ways you can get in contact. There's also inside your Google My Business dashboard a button called Help. And when you fly that out, you can go not only just their FAQs, but down there at the bottom, it should say Contact Us. And what it'll do is it'll actually take you through a couple steps where a Google Maps representative can call you. So you basically put all your information in, you put a link to your Google My Business page, and then your question, and then hit call me. And normally they call you right back within a couple of minutes. So
that's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mark asked, how important are submitting 360-degree videos or photos, 360-degree photos?
Yeah, virtual tours are awesome. Yeah. It depends on your business, but go back to not thinking about a rankability thing for your business, but think about your visitor experience. So if you've got a really cool restaurant that you can just show off, and I mean, you got things all over the walls, and it's just tables. It just looks gorgeous, right? So now you might want them to be able to walk through before they actually get there. and they can look around. I have a violin shop that we ended up doing a 360, and they get so much attention from that 360 because you can literally walk through the front door. You can walk all the way through all the way to the back offices where they're actually instruments laying down, getting worked on. Right. So you can, and then you walk back out and you can see all these instruments on the walls. So you can really get a good experience before you even get there.
Really cool stuff. Yeah.
Or even know you're planning something for, for a husband or a wife, and you're wanting to actually know what the restaurant looks like. And maybe when you're in there, you can go, oh, I like that spot by the window. And now you have an opportunity to book that. Whereas a regular picture, you wouldn't have been able to even know that table existed.
It's true. Very true. Yeah, because when they can physically see it or that kind of thing, it's really kind of cool. It kind of opens your eyes a little bit to, oh wow, this is the kind of scene. Or if you're looking for, I know I've looked at photos before, whether they have a booth or not, because I'm a person that likes chairs versus booths.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool.
Well, even amusement parks or even zoos. So, say for example, the Kansas City Zoo. I can literally go online and I can walk through the zoo on the path like I would normally be walking. So I can plan my day and go, oh, I really want to stop over there. And I can, even though you got a paper map, you may actually have an agenda map for yourself and say, I'm going to go over here to the zebras and the giraffe are all the way at the back. I've got to make sure I get back there.
Yeah, it's cool. Good stuff. All right, we need to move along. I'm going to get into the next sections, but that was awesome. That was a great job, a great presentation. I really do appreciate you taking time out to show us some of that because, and you, like I said, when they recognized you at the summit, that was really kind of cool. Put you up on screen and everything else. That was kind of cool in what you're doing and kind of the things you were doing. You know what I'm saying? The things that you were doing in your community. It really opened my eyes a little bit too, because I thought, man, I'm in South Carolina, a small city. I mean, I probably don't have a whole bunch, but you just don't know until you reach out and go try. So it's kind of motivated me a little bit to actually go out and try that a little bit too, just to kind of pursue it.
Yeah, go out and explore. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And the neat part is when you explore, you go, oh my gosh, I have got to go back to this place.
Right.
I found places I would have never known.
Right. Yep. All right, well, I'm going to get into tech in the news. Let's get right into some tech in the news, and let's find out some stuff, some interesting stuff that I saw this week. I'm going to share it with you guys right now. First Chrome OS tablet is here. They announced that there's going to be a Chrome operating system tablet. I thought that was interesting. Not a Chromebook, but a tablet. So a whole design that way. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And in our community, I'll throw that article in there so you folks can see this. Next one is Gmail. The next version of Gmail prepares to add account settings for conversation view. So now you can change it from either conversation view or not. And now they're changing it to so where you can do it per account, whichever way you want to get it. And some people hate that that Gmail conversation, and I love it. I personally love it because I keep all my thoughts and everything all together in the same thing. So that's what's kind of cool to me. But the second part of this is what's kind of cool. And I think, Mark, you were in the community or in a chat with us and me and Andrew or something the other day. They're getting closer to launching snooze, which I think that's kind of cool. Kind of like what Inbox does, having the snooze feature. So that's kind of exciting. That's going to be kind of cool to see that. I can't, we'll see how it turns out. You know, they've been talking about that for a long time, so we'll see. Next one. Chrome will soon finally support casting local files. So Chromecast now will actually cast to a file or cast a file on screen, which is kind of cool. You know, you could always do the desktop or cast a tab from your browser or something like that, but they're actually going to cast a file. I'm real interested and curious. I didn't read a whole lot on that one because that came like like today before I even came in here. So I'm real curious to see what that one's all about and how that works. So that's kind of cool. Google Home can now play music through your other Bluetooth speakers. Really cool. I've had this Onyx big speaker Bluetooth that I can't use with my home, and now I'm excited to get to try this. Have no idea. Do you have any clue at being an assistant person? Do you have any idea when that's actually rolling out to everybody, or just is it coming?
I can't comment.
Okay.
But it's,
Okay. All right. So it's on its way, is all it's saying. Okay. So that's it. So that's really cool.
it's gonna be neat.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that'd be really neat because I know that, like I said, I have that, and it'd be really awesome to be able to push that and do that. So that is Tech in the News. We're going to let's take a sneak peek at next week. Alrighty, next week we're going to have Rob Wilson from vidIQ is going to come on and talk to us. Anybody that doesn't know what vidIQ is, if you have a YouTube channel, you've probably heard plenty of times about TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy and vidIQ do a lot of the same things. And so it's going to be interesting to see and learn a little bit about vidIQ and have him come on and talk about his, what's going on. And he does a lot of stuff helping people learn and do that kind of stuff. So that's going to be fun. I think that's going to be awesome. William, I'm going to say one more time, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to maybe talking about other products down the road. So.
Yes, absolutely. And I will probably have you on again. Because there's more you can talk about. So we can talk about assistant or things like that, or bring you on for some other stuff, because it's actually we've always had a great time and great conversation whenever we met each other in real life, at the summits and things like that. So thank you so much for coming on. Community members, I will be sending you the link in our community, so you will get an invite to come on in and talk to William. Anybody that wants to become a member, please sign up. Chris, I see your comment out there. I will send you a personal message and invite you. But this is awesome. Great stuff. And thank you, William, again. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Absolutely.
All right. So.